let's go ahead and grab our stack. And the first thing we're going to do is do display grid. And it will look like nothing really happened, because what happens when we say display grid is it creates one column of content by default, and every new item added into that column will continue to be added into new rows of that column. Now, in a future lesson, we're going to talk about how to define our columns. But unless we define a new column, each new item is going to be added into a new row automatically into that column. So the next thing we want to do is we want to be able to define the space in between. So let's go ahead and set a gap of 1 rem. And you can see we've got some gaps put in here. But we want to have more control over that. So what we can do here instead is go for gutter 0 1 pixel. Now, what this is going to do is say, hey, we want the gap in between the grid items to be whatever the value is of this custom property that's passed in. Or if there isn't one, default to 0 pixels. Now, because we have the ability to stack stacks within each other, we want to reset this gutter property back to its initial value by default. That way, if we are defining a stack inside of another stack, we don't have the value of the gutter property from the outer stack influencing the gutter property of the inner stack. So this is a way that we can reset that value to make sure that we're not inheriting values from the parent components. This looks like we're done. We have everything that we need, right? And there's one last thing we need to do, and that is we need to make sure that the rows will not grow and stretch as the stack grows. For example, let's take this footer. What if we were to come in here and set the minimum block size to be 800 pixels? Now you see here, that looks like we've got bigger space in here, but no, what's happening is the rows are actually growing. So to prevent that, we just need to come in here and say align content start. And now everything's working just as we wanted. See, the height is still taking up that height, but the rows themselves are not taking up more height than they need to.
If you want to keep learning about how to build real-world apps with the latest technologies and other career-related topics, then start right now by subscribing to our channel and liking this video.